Y'all literally watch me be trash in real time. It's cool though. We finally got it right. Let's vibe out. Get everything set up. That's hilarious.
They want that breakdown, want the real how it feel when you break down. Trying to come up off a brick, you gotta break down. In a car with no gas, bout to break down. On the way to coming up, minute breakdown. She been trying so hard not to break down. Her baby daddy got killed cause how he break down. Whole thing's not a hood, bout to break down. On the way to coming up, yeah, I plotted this. I planned it and potted it, but didn't know the politics. Didn't get no scholarship, no diploma either. I dropped out of it. My mama wasn't proud of it, but she ain't do enough to try stopping it. I give her credit where it's due. Hell, I knew what I could do, cause she gave me all this confidence. I kept my head high, hell, even though accomplishments was at a bare minimum. I swung with the pendulum. Even as a boy, I understood that I had to hold my genitals. Heavy than a bitch, can't be a victim of these criminals. These niggas in these streets and all my school principles. I could break it down for you. Life is a syllable. Man, can you dig that, man? Yeah, I can break it down for you. Life is a syllable. Yeah. I could break it down for you. Now this that breakdown. She been trying so hard not to break down. Her baby daddy got killed cause how he break down. Whole thing's not a hood, bout to break down. On the way to coming up, I seen the worst of low. It's like a woman with morals but gotta work the pole. Hell, she used to have a job but the work was slow. All these kids and she can't afford no birth control. She got a case, can't get no Medicaid. Imagine pussy popping and afterwards praying for better days. Her old man got killed a couple years back. He used to have them things by the load, but ain't no life insurance with that. She took a case for him and that's some time that she can't get back. Went from riches to rags. Car broke down, she can't get any gas. She got that ass though, yeah. She about to get in that bag, get on that stage and dance for niggas a man used to supply in the past. Man, the game fraud. All them people he used to feed, now they trying to fuck his maid broad. But she trying to feed his kids so they can't starve. In that case that she took consistently gon' get the blame for it. To all my sisters in the struggle, I'll be praying. They want that breakdown, want the real how it feel when you break down. Trying to come up off a brick, you gotta break down. In a car with no gas, bout to break down. On the way to coming up, minute breakdown. She been trying so hard not to break down. Her baby daddy got killed cause how he break down. Whole thing's not a hood, bout to break down. On the way to coming up.
Alrighty. I think I got this right. Let me double check. Hold up, man. Hold up, big dog. I changed it up a little bit. Got the chat there. Okay, cool. TJ, I see you. There we go. Yes, sir. Back in the lab cooking. Well, send me something, bro, Ham. Shout out to TJ. Always consistently attending the chats, man. Definitely appreciate it. So it's dark here because I don't feel like turning on the light. It's been raining hardcore here in New York for like the past, I want to say 2 or 3 days. It'll be on and off. It'll, like when it rained here, I think it was last Thursday or Wednesday even. And my business partner Rivers, he had sent me some videos of him in Midtown trying to make it back home to Jersey, and he captured all that footage of the rainwater just rushing into the train station and everything, man. That was pretty wild, bro. That was pretty wild. Pull this up real quick. Turn this down a little bit. That was pretty wild, man. And even though I believe New York is above sea level, I could be misquoting that, but this is crazy. This is crazy. Yeah, man. So, weird weather, climate change isn't real. Now, I guess the discussion is whether it's real because it's caused by CO2 emissions or it's real because the poles are shifting. What we're looking at is actually normality that's hitting us, and we as humans, for the first time in digitally recorded history, are capturing it because we can go back and reference. Like, hey, I don't remember this, but also at the same time, I'm wondering. So my sense, I'm like 80-20 on climate change, 80-20 meaning I'm 80 on CO2 emissions, but with the research that I've done, there's 20% of me that's still skeptical on whether or not that's true. Because like, I remember like my pops and my grandfather talking about like crazy weather that they were having in Detroit. So I'm not sure if that's what we're looking at, or if it is like a polarity shift, and what we're just looking at just normal. So anyway, so today, let me turn on my light so I can vibe out. So today, man, I really wanted to address this whole dinner with Jay-Z thing. This whole thing is just hilarious to me, and the reason why I think this is hilarious to me, for the most part, is that it's great. It's funny to me because like, you have people who are saying like, if you have dinner with Jay, it's way more beneficial than having the $500,000. And what we're gonna do today is discuss that, right? This may be sort of a short stream. I may be able to go over a little bit 3 p.m. here Eastern Standard Time, but I want to address this because I remember this discussion is as old as, this has to be at least a 10 plus year discussion, because I actually remember this coming up in college. And it's wild that, so we're going to discuss both options, right? And the reason why we're going to discuss that is, as an artist, as an entrepreneur, because that's what you are a small business. If you come across this opportunity whenever, let's at least give you some steps. So if you decide to have dinner with Jay-Z, at least you have some next steps. And if not, I'm going to show you how you can use the $500K to have dinner with Jay-Z, if that makes sense. All right. So let's get right into it. So I was thinking, what would it look like? So if I was approached, so I'll put myself in this position. If I was approached to have the option of having dinner with Jay or having $500K, I automatically think I'm going to have the dinner, not the dinner, I'm sorry. I'm going to take the $500K. But what I would do is I would use the $500K to generate enough interest to go have dinner with Jay. And there's a couple options. You can either use it for your brand, because like, you still have Rock Nation, right? So let's take it there. So if you're not familiar with Rock Nation, it's not just a label. They also do management as well. In fact, they actually started out doing management first before they started signing people. This is back in 2006. This is Jay Angel, Lab Ox days. This is like, I think they were like the first ones from Houston that were actually signed to Rock Nation. And actually, is Lab Ox still on there? I don't think so, right? I'm just curious. And shout out to Lab Ox if you ever see this. The Locks. No, maybe Jay Angel? No, it doesn't look like it. Okay. But they were like the first part of the team. And so what I would do is I would try to generate interest to actually capture their attention, so that way I can possibly negotiate and actually work with Jay. But the thing is, I think we've oversimplified advice and mentorship. And to go down that deep, dark rabbit hole, I think the problem that we're seeing is that I think people want to be told what to do. And if you know where you're going, you don't necessarily need that, if that makes sense. So like, for instance, if you are an artist and you know that you want to be an international act, then what exactly is talking to Jay-Z going to do besides him pointing in the right direction, but you can probably Google what he's going to tell you, right? So there's nothing wrong with the information, and there's nothing wrong with learning what the recipe is, but you still need the capital. So then you would now need the 500K, if that makes sense. So here's how I would approach it. You give me 500K, and I want to use that 500K to grab the attention of Jay-Z. What I would do is I would actually look to see if I can buy a business. You can actually buy a business that's being liquidated. It's become such a common practice. They have a website for it. So this website is called microacquire.com. This is very high level, but I want to give you guys enough information so you start thinking differently, right? It's too many artists who think in a small box of just releasing music, making some t-shirts, and then that's it. But then you have guys like Menokin who did Turn It Up on a Tuesday, and he had an interview with Busy Works Beats where he says too many artists are in this mindset that it's just music, but then you'll see someone who's less talented than them who will skyrocket because them and their management understands that it's about the business. It's called the music business for the reason. You're using business so you can stop that mindset of, yo man, it's all about putting out tapes and it's all about grinding, and it's like, fam, it's someone who's less talented than you, who has less music than you, who's shooting way further. At some point you have to stop and ask yourself, how is that happening? And the reason why is because they understand something. They understand that this is a business. If you look at like with June, Currency, even with St. John and what he's doing with his brand, with Not a Cult and everything else. Yo, shout out to Busy Works Beats. If you're looking at what they're doing, it's all about building a brand, building a business. And so what I want to do is get you away from that and start thinking like this. So if I had a 500,000, I would buy a business. You can go to microacquire.com, you can apply, and you can buy a business that's being liquidated, right? So you buy a multitude of businesses. And let's say, for instance, you get a business in drop shipping, right? That's the hottest thing on YouTube right now, which is drop shipping. Like, hey, get a drop shipping business and you can create income on the side. I know y'all seen the ads. Do I like you haven't? I know you have. Some of you guys, I know for a fact, have actually looked into doing it because you've actually emailed me about joining your business. I'm not going to call you out, but I know you've done it. But anyway, this is something that you can look into. If you're very nervous about it, you can contact a lawyer to kind of walk you through this, but it's pretty simple, right? Basically, it's someone who has a business, they've declared bankruptcy, or maybe they're just done with it and they're looking to sell it. And what you can do is you can actually negotiate and say, hey, I want to buy your warehouse business, your trucking business, your whatever business for 100K or whatever, right? Because they're asking for maybe 200. Let's say you negotiate them down to 150. That gives you 350 left to go do whatever you want. So now you can market that, right? You can build that business up. But let's say, for instance, you have a warehouse business, but let's say the warehouse is like located in Romania, right? Why not build that business up and say, hey, Jay, Mr. Carter, who you're looking to have dinner with, why not use me as a satellite location for your merchandise for like your Rock Nation artists out in Europe, right? I can cut the cost, I can do this, that, and the third because you have a virtual system, right? So I did my research on this, and you can hire virtual assistants to do pretty much anything. Now, some of this stuff you can automate within that particular business. Some of that stuff you may have to travel to oversee. But you got to keep in mind you're dealing with different country, different laws, different taxes, and everything else. But this will get you way closer to utilizing and actually partnering with Jay. The reason why I want to point this out is because, again, having dinner with Jay-Z and him giving you the blueprint, right, is just not going to get it done because you're going to look back and go, oh, I need the capital. I actually want to bring up a tweet somebody said. I actually reposted it. Give me a second here. See if I can find this. So this guy here brought up a very good point. He says, you do realize that there's people who work for Jay-Z, see him every day on emails and text message with him, and they ain't got, nor are they all making 500K. That's just a fact. So I'm pretty sure he's giving them gems and they're not making millions. So if you think about it, think about your mentor, right? So everyone for the most part has some sort of mentor that's making a lot more money than them, whether that's real estate, e-commerce, whether that's music or whatever else. You have someone that's much more successful than you that can give you game. All because they're giving you that advice doesn't mean you automatically are successful. What they're doing is giving you bits and pieces of their experiences and applying it to your situation. But you gotta keep in mind, the nuances of your situation a lot better. So take like my mentors, for example. And like one of my mentors works with 8-Ball MJG, and one of my mentors worked with like China Doll. He's been nominated for Grammys, worked for MC Lyte, worked on the Black Panther soundtrack and everything else. But they can provide me with the opportunity, but just them talking to me doesn't mean that I'm automatically going to have the same like crazy success. Even with them presenting the opportunity, if they presented those same opportunities that they have now 6 years ago, fam, I wasn't ready. Like I was still learning, like, oh, you can open up a VST and turn the oscillators and make a different sound. Like I was still way behind the curve. But again, take this information with a grain of salt, but also understand, like, get out of this mindset that only thing you can do is just write a great song. Like, get out this mindset that only thing you can do is just tour. There's a reason why, like, Nas is projected to be a billionaire. We know Nas as the artist, but as a philanthropist and as the investor, he's done fantastic. One, we understand he has a team, but the thing is, you don't have to wait to have a team. Everything you need is right here. You have this live stream. I just told you, hey, if you get X amount of dollars, you can buy a business. Some of this stuff you can some of these businesses you can probably buy for even lower than 100K, to be honest with you, because it's just people. I'm just trying to get rid of this. Let me get some money from it and then get rid of it, and then you can take it over. You can use a tax write-off. You can do all these different things. But you can use these tools to help you navigate and grow your brand. Because what you're looking for really is you're looking for income to build your brand. That's really what the hard part is. It's not the studio time. It's not finding the producers. Not finding the managers. Not finding the agent. Your problem is you're trying to generate enough income and interest in your brand so that way you can take off. How you can do that is by thinking about things differently. No one's going to buy your t-shirt if they don't know you. No one's going to stream your music if they don't know you. You have to find different ways, and I want you to start thinking this way. So anyway, back to this virtual co-worker assistant, something you can look into, right? So if that's something that I would do, I have Mark Wynn out in Romania as well as Mac the Juice. I'll probably go kick it with them, sleep on the couch floor, whatever, see the oversight of the warehouse, this, that, and the third, blah, 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 put money in. That's it, right? I'll probably even hire Mark as a business partner and get that going. So the other thing as well, as far as taxes on the virtual assistant, that's something you have to look into, because we started Room 380, even though it's based in Texas and we're working out of New York and New Jersey, we still got hit with some taxes. I think you pretty much saw me rant and rave about it. That was my first time where I was like, what the hell is this? And it got handled, and I don't know what next year is gonna look like. That's me just being transparent. So if the social media post is just me just kicking at home, just know it was tax time, and we had to deal with that. But anyway, may want to look at that as well. But in regards to having dinner with Jay, that's how I would approach it. And I think there needs to be more of a conversation on, there's a lot more ways to make money, and you don't have to wait until you're like the successful, like you don't have to be Billie Eilish to go invest in a business, or even to like the realm of like what's my man, oh wow, I can't even think of the guy's name. Kenny Beats. I almost said Kenny Buttons. Kenny Beats. Even with him, I think he said in a live stream one time in the Twitch stream where he said he invested a lot of money so that way he would have something to the side that would grow. So when he gets in the studio with the artist, he doesn't even talk about the money aspect of it, because that's really what's keeping you from blowing up. Like that's what's keeping you from hiring a publicist or digital media company, or paying that producer, or paying for premium studio time, or the photographer or videographer or whatever else. So you need to be thinking about different ways of how to create sources of income. This isn't a video about motivation and being an entrepreneurship, but I want to see artists have more of a conversation. It's not so much I'm looking for more Larry Junes and Currencies and Nipsey Hustles and everything like that. But when I'm in these Facebook groups and I'm in these Twitter chats, these like Twitter threads or whatever, it's gimme, help me. And the thing is, the days are over. I say it all the time. 1997 is over. No one is going back to that. You are a small business. You have to approach it like that. And the more you ask for help and you get it, the more control you have to give up. And that's how a lot of artists get in situations where they look up and like their managers run off with like millions of their dollars, or they were pocketing it. And like at some point we do have to have a real conversation about the role of like a manager. I'm not knocking it, and I know a lot of artists that I speak to that are in my DMs say things like, all I need is a manager. But the thing is, the manager needs something to manage. And if you feel like you can't handle checking emails, DMs, and following up with people by yourself at this level, it's like, well, then you're going to have a even harder time to climb up, because if you can't handle the basic tasks on your own, how do you know what to delegate? Right? It's like with Jeff Bezos, he started out of his garage, but the reason why he could scale so fast, and that's a term you need to be familiar with, he can scale so fast, is that he's done 99.9% of the roles that he's divvied out. Oh, I need a CRO. Oh, I need a CFO. Oh, I need a COO. Hey, I need someone to focus on logistics. Hey, I need more, because he's done most of it. So he knows like how to manage the people that are managing the managers that are managing the employees, because he's done most of those roles. If you as an artist are banking on you coming across someone, or someone coming across you, say, hey, I'm going to do everything for you, you're putting yourself in a disadvantage. And no more of this mindset of someone's going to take care of it for me, because the truth is that they're not. And if they are taking care of it of you, how do you know if what they're doing is right or wrong, if you can't track the progress, if you don't know what to look for? If the only thing you're thinking of is just streams, well, anyone can take your money and buy a whole bunch of bots and run the numbers up and say, hey, we got you such and such fans, and they can put that money for like robot fans following on Spotify and this, that, and the third. But yeah, you go over to Apple Music, and it's like you've gotten 2 listens within the past like 2 months. It's like, seemed like somebody would have, if they were doing organic marketing correctly, seemed like that would have spilled over to Apple Music or Deezer or Tidal or wherever else, and it didn't. So now it's looking kind of weird, because if I follow you on Spotify and I find you on Apple Music, I automatically know what to look for. And that's the thing that I want. I guess it's just a stream of consciousness here. So sorry if I'm vibes going. But I guess what I'm trying to say is, approach this like it's a business. Like you're not just this artist who's out to see who needs help. Like you need to approach it. So saying stuff like this, like, hey, why don't you take that $500K and buy a business? You should get yourself to the point where that goes, oh yeah, that makes sense. Not, oh, I never thought about it. It should be in your lexicon. More and more of this should be in your lexicon. That's why I say subscribe to Billboard Business, read Billboard, go to Complex, study some of this stuff. Again, I think one of the last things I said, Lil Uzi buys a planet. Find out why that's important, why that was in there. Like actually said, like, why is that? Why do we care if Lil Uzi buys a planet? And once you understand like why it's in there, you go, oh, now I get it. I'm playing the games. Like, yeah, it's kind of like Neo in the Matrix. If you don't understand you playing a game, you wind up looking up 10 years later going, I don't understand why I didn't make any progress. And it's like, you have to understand that this is about business, this is about making moves, and this is about branding. If you understand those 3, I promise you, most of the artists that I've worked with understand that. That's why we want to work with them. It's not so much about the budget and this, that, and third. That's cool. I've turned money down. It's all about like, do you understand like what we're doing here and what we're trying to accomplish? If you don't understand that, then who cares? Because we've done that before where we've produced what we thought was like a dope project, put it out, and it's looking like this thing is sitting on 30 streams within the past month. What's going on? And it's like, yo, what was the plan? It's like social media. It's like, okay, so what's the social media plan? It was like, I was hoping my fans would retweet it, and it's like, well, apparently don't have any. And that's a crushing feeling. That's a crushing thing to say to somebody. And, you know, I got pulled to the side, said I could have delivered that better, but it's the truth. Like the numbers can lie, but also the numbers don't lie as well. If you have to do all this like fake stuff all the time to get people's attention, you really ain't got it like that. And there's nothing wrong with that, but you need to go find out like what you're good at and just stick to that. Not in the sense of give up music. What I'm saying is, if you're an artist and you are good at, let's say you are good at, you know, abstract art, like my man Arts out in Brooklyn. Look what he's done. I'll give him some praise right now. Hold on, I'll give him some praise right now. See if it made the news. So like here, so he just got no, that's not it. Oh, that's right, he doesn't use that name anymore. Sorry, bruv. So like here, like he's doing NFTs now, and he just got into Disrupt Magazine. He's a dope artist, like, but he's very artsy, but he understands the business aspect of it. So much so that I believe his NFTs are like now with this company where like I think stuff's like with like Marilyn Monroe and they some other like some very exclusive like prestigious auction houses and stuff like that. Fam, all he's doing is his lane. He's not going out and trying to create like this new tech company or anything like that. It's just that he leaned all the way into what he likes. And this is stuff that you can do. He's an artist out in Brooklyn. Most you guys on the stream probably never heard of him unless you like paid attention to my catalog because I have a record with him. But like, fam, this is what he does. He does art galleries. He does shows. He's performed in Miami, Toronto. He's done like live music videos and stuff like that. Like, fam, this is him. He's not doing anything crazy other than what he's already good at, and he turned it into a business. He monetized it, and you can do the same thing, fam. That's all I'm saying. I guess that was the whole point of this stream. I hope it didn't come off like a rant, but I wanted to put in some information out there to get everyone to start thinking differently about their music. You're not just some artist who needs help. You need a plan. You need a business model. That stuff. Once you understand that, stuff starts taking off. I promise you. And hopefully you're getting something out of this stream to help, move that stuff forward. If not, fam, I don't know what to tell you. But my biggest fear is that I think a lot of artists are going to look up 5-10 years from now and go, damn, I missed the boat. And it's like, yeah, all you had to do was just pay attention to what's going on. And that was it. That is it. Yeah, man. I guess I just did a whole bunch of I guess it's just a stream of consciousness, man. I guess that's what it was. But yeah, man, that's all I got. Like and subscribe. Man. I like doing these streams, man. Let me know in the comments, type of stuff you want me to start looking up and start doing. I definitely will make sure to implement that into these streams, man. And that's pretty much it, bro. That is it. So I will holler at y'all later. If you're here on the East Coast, I pray everything's okay with the flooding that happened here. I've had some sessions get pushed back. Actually, there was this artist I was trying to get in contact, set up a meeting. He was out in New Jersey and his car flooded. Luckily, him and his band got out of the car, and I saw pictures, and it's horrifying. It's kind of PTSD-ish because I'm from Houston, and I remember what happened with Hurricane Katrina. So Yeah, man. But anyway, man, y'all be easy. Y'all take care. I hope y'all get something out of it. I promise I'm gonna start trying to find some stuff where it's more, it's less of me ranting, but just more just me just giving information, if that's even possible. But anyway, take care. Be easy. Like, subscribe.